everyone, it's me, Andrew. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest for you. Drum roll. Voyager costume.
Hi!
So I'm with Shaun today again.
Hello!
So today we're just gonna answer a question. Can you do a video on getting your parents to understand cosplay, or a video just on understanding and the benefits of cosplay or something? I think that'd be really good. Smiley face. So yeah, we'll talk about cosplay and parents.
Cool, yeah.
Personally for me, it took a while for my mum to get used to the idea that I dress really weird, but I don't know, it's such a long subject. It's not a long subject.
It's a long process.
Yeah, it's a long process for my mum, because at first she was like, this is some weird stuff, but then like as the years went by and then I continued cosplaying with my sister, she got used to it and she'd be like bragging about me to her family friends, being like, oh yeah, my son does this, my son and my daughter, they do this, they make this, they make like it's something that she used to brag about now, like positively. So yeah, it's really chill. She's chill about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I had sort of two different opinions at the same time, because I was 11 when I started cosplaying, so I was very small and I couldn't do it on my own. I was doing it with pocket money and I needed help. It was my dad who first started taking me to comic conventions, so then when I was like, I want to cosplay now, people are dressing up as things, I want to do that, that's fun. My dad was like, yeah, let's do this. Like, my dad is quite like a creative person, I think, and he was always sort of like the crafty parent, like the artsy crafty parent. Aww. So he was like, yeah, we'll do this, and that was when I made my Misty cosplay from Pokemon. He helped me put my horrifically bad wig into a ponytail. He let me order an original Pokedex from eBay on his account and stuff, like a good supportive dad. Yeah, and then for the next few years really he really helped me out with my cosplay and stuff. It'd still be sometimes I'll go to him and be like, I need to make this prop and I don't have a clue what I'm doing. He'd be like, why don't you use that glue or something? I'm like, so like he's always been very supportive, and he's very supportive of me now that I'm pursuing costume making as a career. Like he always says like, I think it's a really cool thing to be involved in, I think it's really cool that you're pursuing it and stuff, so yeah, that's really nice. My mum was very much like, what is this? Why is this? I don't think she ever really got it, and I don't think she ever really thought it was very worthwhile. I don't think. I mean, I don't know for certain, but I never sort of really, it wasn't something she engaged with. She would never have taken me to a con or something like that. That just wasn't her scene. She was not nerdy at all, and she was not that arty. Like, her interest, she wasn't that into that kind of thing. She was very much sort of like, that's a thing you do that I don't understand and I don't really get involved with. So it was very much something that my dad supported me with and stuff. So that was sort of like the two different things, and I think like sometimes it's just sort of like she never told me not to do it. She never told me it was a bad use of my money or anything like that, but she just was completely kind of like separate from it, I guess. So yeah, I don't really know how to sort of be like, how to get your parents to accept it, because I had one that just was like encouraging me to do it, and the other one who was just kind of like, you do you, I guess. So I don't know, I feel like as long as your parents aren't like saying you can't do it or anything like that, they don't need to understand, and they don't necessarily need to be encouraging, because it's for you, it's not for them. Yeah, exactly, yeah, because there's like loads of benefits as well as disadvantages of cosplaying. When the disadvantage is how much it costs. Oh god, yeah, oh my god. I've had costumes I put together for under £15. That's amazing. Papyrus cost me £13. And that was including some stuff that I bought that I didn't end up using. But then I made that at the same time as I made Pearl, and Pearl cost 150, I think. Nice. In terms of like everything that I bought for it. So yeah, I think you can do cosplay cheaply, but in general... You can, yeah, definitely. In general, it's very expensive. Yeah, it can be... I was going to say, it's an expensive sport, and then I was like, what did I say, sport? And there are definitely ways to make things cheaper, but I think as you start doing more complex things, it just becomes part and parcel of it that it is going to cost you a lot of money. But usually it's over like a few months or something, so it's not that bad. When I started cosplaying, so 15, 16, I was really sneaky with my mum, because I didn't want her to know what I spent my money on. Just again with pocket money. So I would have, this is like during the time when eBay and the internet was like
kicking off even
Yeah.
more. So when eBay was first introduced, everyone's like, it's a dodgy thing. But then everyone learned that it was not a dodgy... Well, there's dodgy sellers, but eBay in general is actually really useful. Me and my sister, we would have a friend buy a wig for us on eBay, and it would come over to his house and he'd give it to us and we'd give him the money for it. And we would do we did this like for like a number of years.
Yeah, my dad let me use his eBay up until I got my own debit card and I was able to set up my own PayPal and stuff. But it was sort of like my pocket money, and it'd be like, I'm spending this month's pocket money and next month's pocket money and the month after that pocket money so I can pay for this cosplay, and then I won't have any money. This is why I think I didn't used to go out very much when I was young, because I used to spend all my money on cosplay.
Oh my
now
God,
I have enough money to do both, which is quite good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So I think it might be useful to talk about like the benefits
Yes,
of
'cause
cosplay and also talk about the disadvantages.
Yes,
of
because we
cosplay.
started talking about benefits and I went straight into how much it costs.
Okay, so let's talk about the good things about it.
One of the things that I really love about cosplay has been the amount of friends that I've made. Like 110%. Par exemple. I guess I still am in a way quite shy. I'm not that great at people, but being able to meet people where you already know you have a shared interest makes it so much easier to talk to them.
Yeah.
And so much easier to have fun. I think also the fact that you're kind of being someone else for a bit. Like, I do very much like being at least kind of in character. I like the humor.
Yeah.
Like, I've had so much fun, like, doing in character stuff with friends and, like, interacting with people who are also in cosplay, kind of in character. Like, it's very fun, and you get this certain level of confidence from that. So I think not only does it give you confidence generally, like, it gives you confidence in your ability to do stuff, like your ability to make something. Because you make something, you're like, I did that! And that's really confidence boosting, but it can also just boost your confidence in social settings. Also, I think because you learn not to give a heck about what people think. I've been travelling on the tube in weird outfits, like, the whole way across London since I was about 11 years old. So now, like, I can, like, in terms of, like, my slightly weird fashion sense, which I have a lot of the time, like, I'm like, who cares if people look at me? I've worn weirder. I've been out and about in weirder, and that's not bothered me, so... And it just means that now people give me weird looks on the escalator, and I just give them weird looks back, like... So that's, like, a few different... Like, I think, yeah, sort of confidence in terms of talking to people, just sort of expressing yourself.
Yeah.
And in your skills as a person, I think is quite... I think those are the big positives for me.
I think the big positives for me was creating and having like this new creative outlet where you realise you didn't know that you could actually find yourself getting into.
Yeah.
Also like finding a new community and a group of friends, because when I started cosplaying it was outside my school friends, and which I realised that I had a lot more in common with these cosplay friends than I did with my school friends. So I kept, and I still do with some people, have this connection still with my cosplay friends that I made all those years ago.
Yeah.
And another thing would have to be like my gender identity and my sexuality.
Yes.
Because that's definitely like a huge plus in terms of benefits, because not only you're finding new skills, but you're also learning more about yourself and what you feel like you enjoy cosplaying and wearing. Because for me, cosplay helped break down those barriers of me learning to wear clothes from the men's department, and then in a way almost normalizing it in front of my mum and my family, where they got used to it and they didn't really care about it.
That's really good.
Because they're like, oh yeah, Andrew wears that, so that's cool. I guess.
Yeah, because I had sort of like a similar experience with that. I think for sure. Like, yeah, because I did get to sort of explore that sort of like making myself look more masculine or whatever. Just kind of, it was an outlet for sort of my curiosity about how that worked and what made someone look masculine or made someone look feminine, kind of like, and my interest and my desire to do that as well. And especially, like, there was a period of my life where I, like, Narnia'd. So, like, I was in the closet, I kind of tried to come out a little bit. I was just like, nope, I went further back in, and I, like, like, it's, like, just repression era, Shaun. But, like, during that period of time, I think cosplay was a really big outlet for me to actually express myself the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
I think I've almost exclusively cosplayed male characters during that time. And it was a way that I could express myself and a way that I could just explore it. And then it gave me a bit more confidence in the future when I came out properly as non-binary. That I sort of got this chance to sandbox the gender sandbox. I got to play around in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what's fun about cosplay, because you can just try out all these characters that you want to cosplay as, and that also helps you in a way where you don't essentially have to be yourself, but you can just be another character because you're like in cosplay or you're just having fun with friends.
And
yeah.
Like, obviously it depends on the character, but I think sometimes you can take traits
Definitely.
of a character to heart. Like through being them, you can be like, oh, actually I really like enjoy that. Like from different characters I've had different things. Like Metaton is probably one that's had quite a big, he's such a big personality. I felt like I needed to kind of embody that for the costume to work. The one weird trait I definitely picked up from him was sticking my leg out. Welcome to my boudoir photo. I feel that happens to every Metaton cosplay.
Yeah.
I'm cosplaying Link again, and being a character like that, a character who's like a hero, and like especially like if you get photos back of yourself in like these cool poses with your sword and stuff, and you're like, I could be a hero. Like I look cool, I look brave, and like when you're used to not looking like that, like I'm small and I'm slight and I'm quite round faced and like soft. I'm quite soft. There's not a single sharp angle in me.
Soft boy.
A soft boy. And like seeing yourself look so transformed, it's like, yeah, I can, like it gives you a whole different look on perspective on yourself.
Yeah, because then you're like, that's me.
That is me.
I can actually be like that. Yeah.
It makes you feel a bit less limited by how people perceive you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, yeah, that makes sense, because there are, you know, when you're having loads of fun and you're cosplaying as this particular character, you just automatically just adopt that character's traits.
Yeah, at least in part. I feel like
Yeah.
it's something about, like, because I know actors say a lot that when they get into costume, that's when they really feel the character. Like, they could have been rehearsing for weeks or for months, but they put that costume on. If it's a good costume, like, that's something that I think is very important as well. That actor feels like that character. It's all the underpinnings, it's the way it holds their body, it's the way it affects their movements. You suddenly get a much stronger sense of that personality. So I think the same thing happens with cosplay. You get a sense of that character, especially when it's a character that you love, so you already have a good strong sense of them. It's so easy to like, just without even realise it, starting to be a bit more like them. Like, and I think that's, I think that's a lovely thing about cosplay.
Yeah, no, I
feel
agree,
for some people they'll be like, that sounds really weird, but it's such a lovely, it's such a lovely feeling, and it's so nice to then bond with other people, and you have those sort of unique conversations and experiences that you wouldn't have anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And that you wouldn't have just day to day as yourself. Should I be instructed? Should I duck out and be like,
hello! It's going to be obvious because they know what your room looks like.
No, I'm in a mystery location.